Hello, Transurfer and the Transurfing Curious. I am Renee Garcia and this is TransurfingTV. And today we're going to talk about fear. Fear is like just this amazing thing, isn't it? I mean, how much fear we have at times and how much that impacts our lives, our mindset, our realities. It's kind of shocking. And like John F. Kennedy said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. And it really is the truth, because the fears are oftentimes unfounded. And just like my problem solving video, it's like all in the mind. There's not that much to fear when you really break it down, but the human mind definitely tells a very, very different story, right? So we're going to talk about that. Remember to like this video and comment below. My world is taking care of me, to enter my daily giveaway for my reprogramming stickers and Reality 2.0 teachable course down below. Check it out, y'all. So fear, wow. Fear really is a bitch, and I struggled most of my life with these things here: anxiety, distrust, holding back, self-consciousness, shyness, caution, tension, and just fearing things that I didn't even understand where the fear had come from, why it was there, how it was negatively impacting my life. And in dealing with my tendency to live a fear-based existence, which is what I did. This is poverty mentality. This is being insecure in relationships, right? Fearing that the other person's gonna cheat on you or leave you or harm you or, betray your trust or something like that. And we carry this stuff with us. And the real tragedy in this is you're actually transurfing when you're doing this. You're just transurfing in the negative direction. You are creating a slide where you are perceiving an event in your mind. You're seeing that event playing out before it has actually played out. And the problem with this, just the same way as we create our own reality, right? We create our reality by acknowledging that variation of reality exists, keeping our thoughts in line with that variation of reality, keeping our frequency resonating at that variation of reality, and taking action towards that variation of reality. So with fear, you do the exact same thing, and you create a self-fulfilling prophecy that oftentimes comes true. This is why Vadim Zeland says it in the book, like infinity times, we always get what we actively don't want, right? Because we are playing that slide of that thing happening. We are therefore accepting that variation of reality exists, acknowledging it. We are resonating. Oh my God. We are, our thoughts are in line. Oh God, this is going to happen. And then we take action. This could come in form of if you're the one that's scared of your partner leaving you, then you acting needy. Then you acting mistrusting towards your partner. And you're actually taking action in the direction of that fear. And sure enough, reality gives you exactly what you did not want to see happen. Isn't that fucking amazing? I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing. And if you can really, really settle in on what I'm talking about now, the next time you start to do any of this stuff, fear-based thinking, you can catch yourself before you start actually turning that into a static reality, right? Crystallizing those fears into reality. So let's first just talk quickly about the negative part of doing this. Again, self-fulfilling prophecy, this is where phobias come from. Phobias are just an extreme amount of mental energy spent thinking about the thing. My sister has a fear, or she used to, I actually don't know if this is still the case, but she used to have a fear of hippos. She had a phobia rather. she couldn't see one on TV, she would start freaking out. And the funny thing is, she'd never even seen a hippo in real life, right? I mean, I guess maybe at the zoo, but this is just the mind really grabbing on to this thing. And I admit, hippos are kind of scary, right? They kill a lot of people annually. I know that's kind of a weird statistic, a lot of people. I think they're one of the animals that kill the most people in the world annually, which is very bizarre. So I guess her fear isn't actually that unfounded. They have huge mouths, so that could like trigger something in your brain. But really, it is the mind just doing all this like tension, caution, anxiety, I'm scared, it freaks me out, and then overly identifying with that to the point where it turns into a phobia. Getting to relationships. We all do this and sabotage a lot of relationships. I know I was one. My God, I used to do this all the time. Fear in relationships enables the other person to do the thing that you fear most. Again, it's setting it up via your slide, your kind of bullshit slide that you created, where the person is going to do all that stuff, and you're going to act like they're going to do that stuff, and you're going to think that they're doing that stuff, and you're going to resonate with them doing that stuff, and then sure enough they do that stuff, and then you're shocked. Oh my God, I knew you were going to do that. So here's the cool thing about reality transurfing and dealing with fears, is shifting your perspective away from what you do not want to what you strive to achieve instead, right? So let's get back to the relationship example. Let's say you fear you're gonna have another boyfriend or another girlfriend cheat on you and it's gonna blow the relationship up. If you can simply stop thinking about what you don't want, because again, you're creating that slide, and think about what you want instead, right? It can be the exact same thing. So stop thinking about the partner cheating on you and the thing blowing up, and start thinking about nourishing the relationship in a healthy way so they don't do those things, so you don't create that self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So it doesn't blow up. Nourish the relationship, treat it in a healthy, long-term, giving kind of way where you're feeding in to what you want to achieve rather than what you don't want to see happen. This is a practice, but you can absolutely do this, and I'm doing this right now in a lot of areas of my life. And really what it boils down to is I've stopped the act of self-sabotaging by throwing my fears into the equation and creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. Now I almost solely focus on what I strive to achieve, what I like, what I want, all that stuff, and I stop thinking about the negative, right? So switching your focus from what you don't want to what you strive to achieve instead. The little stick figure here, he's saying, I don't want that. I don't want tension, I don't want caution, I don't want anxiety, shyness, distrust, self-consciousness, holding back. And in doing that, he's actually doing like what Vadim Zeland says in the book, the man that says he doesn't like apples, but then he is constantly talking about it, and he's essentially just stuffing his mouth with apples. The more you say you don't want it, the more you think about it, the more you say, when people come to me and they're like, I've got anxiety. I'm like, well, yeah, of course you've got anxiety, because you're telling yourself that you have anxiety. Stop telling yourself you have anxiety. Tell yourself that you're calm. Start doing that. I'm calm, I'm relaxed with my environment, things are working out, right? All those things will eradicate the fears, they'll just take them away. Playing your negative slide is key. I love this one, you guys. And I know a lot of people are like, well, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to envision the bad thing happening, but it really does help. So if you fear something, let's say you fear, and I know this sounds a little, this is really contradicting myself a little, but just hear me out for a second. Let's say you fear the boyfriend or girlfriend cheating on you and leaving you. Okay, now it's not that you are going to do this often. You do this one time, and then you're going to switch over to the mode of thinking about what you want to strive to achieve instead of what you don't want. But you're going to play the slide that thing happens. Okay, that thing happens, and you are going to deal with on your own the reality of that for a brief moment, and and work on your emotions and find out where your emotions are coming from. This is a huge step in creating your own reality, because in that you have just released the excess potential and the fear of that thing happening, because you're dealing with it in advance and you're realizing, God, you know what? I've gone through that a lot of times. Would it really make that big of a deal if it happened again? I guess not. I mean, it could happen, and I lived through the other ones, so I would live through those too. And you can work on the emotions, the underlying emotions there on your own, so you're not just fearful of the event. You're actually working on the event before it even transpires, which you would do if you were playing your slide, right? But then you're switching over to thinking about what you strive to achieve rather than what you don't want. Again, addressing those emotions, that's a big one, and seeking the advantage. This is huge. If you do this, switching your focus from what you don't want to see happen to what you do want to see happen, and the thing still happens, find the advantage. You weren't meant to be with that person, right? You weren't meant to have that job if you're fearing, you're self-conscious that you can't get a position someplace, or you're holding back, or mistrusting your world, whatever it is. If that thing happens, you got a second layer of insurance, which is advantage. Play into that one, right? So you got a lot of different options here to deal with fear, a lot of different options. But the primary tool that I use that helps me so much is switching from focusing on what I don't want to see happen to what I do want to see happen, and acting in that direction instead, because I don't like those slides anymore where everything that I don't want to see, I'm playing into it prematurely. It's just not a nice place to live. It's no fun, and that is self-sabotage 101 of why people just keep doing the same things to themselves over and over and over and over and never quite getting anywhere. It's because you're running that slide consistently and you are creating a self-fulfilling prophecy. So let me know what you think of this video, everyone. Remember to do all the good stuff to this channel. Like it and subscribe and comment and all that stuff. And thank you so much for watching my video. Bye, guys.